Welcome to Gestalt Poetry Open Mic for March 2022. So good to see everyone, and I look forward to hearing what everybody brought today. Today we'll have our wise and wonderful feature poet all the way from Scotland and a taxi, Finn Hall, admitting Henry, and then we will have our open mic session, and at the end I'll share a poem too. But first I wanted to have some things to be aware of, and I posted them in the chat. The first one is our Gestalt Poetry Open Mic Facebook group, where you can stay tuned with all the news. And the second one is my website, which is amyhoskins.com, and you can see my paintings and photography and publications in the writing section. Also, you can see the that month's, well, actually all the Facebook events going through the year. And we are recording, and I've put my YouTube channel there too, if you want to look at previous issues or see this one, and I'll post it on my Facebook page and in Gestalt. This is a place where we're safe to speak our hearts. Gestalt Poetry Open Mic to me means that each of us brings a unique perspective to our session. We each have truths to bring from our experience. I want to read a short one first because we're living through a war for freedom from dictatorships. And I wanted to start off with a new one I wrote recently. Clear choices. The flowers will come. It takes practice to nurture them. The feud runs deep. I have two people. The feud runs deep. The war to end all wars. World War III, the flowers will return in spite of our beastly ways. Innocent angels grace us, teach us about purity of purpose. Ego and spirit battle within us. Without us, no one will remember us, he says. A message to ego, holder of possessions. Spirit acts no matter the prize, purity of purpose, compassion over greed. An ancient arms race, bronze, iron, cannon, machine gun, nuclear, mass ownership of assault rifles. How does it all go from here? Clear choices. Live a simple life, not crazed with owning more things, but experiences. Not an ancient race for real estate, resources. A vision of the earth healing, healed, abundant and glowing, heaven on earth as well as hell. Choose the love and light you believe in. There is peace in this purpose. Hope that love will prevail. Thank you. I'm admitting some people. Thank you so much. And now I want to introduce Finn and get to his bio. All right. Finn Hall, the new Psaropoulou, I think, based poet and artistic organizer extraordinaire. Finn is the host of Like a Blot from the Blue, a poetry and spoken word event transcending the boundaries of the physical and digital, welcoming in hundreds of creatives from across the globe, as well as a regular open mic night at the Blue Lamp. Finn is a profoundly experienced poet, filmmaker, collaborator, producer, and facilitator with a career spanning decades. On stage, Finn performs with a beautiful sensitivity. He isn't afraid to broach upon themes of old age, hope, love, and loss, but reserves a potent and fiery attitude against injustice. He has to date published 3 books and is working on 3 more. He's been published in well over 20 collections, both in print and online, from Australia, Wales, India, Ireland, England, USA, as well as Scotland, starting in 1972. So please put your hands together. You can unmute if you want to, and welcome Finn.
I really like the guy that wrote that for me. It's better than I could have done. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm going to do a mixture of fairly new stuff and old stuff that's new, and I think that I've never done before. So some of these are for part of a show that I'm going to be doing in May, like a half-hour one-man show, a quartet thing with 4 other people. Anyway, this first one's called "You Threw Me." You threw me. It must have been when you looked and smiled at me when I wasn't paying attention. You threw me. The twinkle in your eye, much to my surprise, gave joy another dimension. And astral projections, I've got nothing on your blue-eyed stare. It crept up from behind me, that look, and caught me unawares. You threw me. I didn't know it could be done, especially at such a distance. You threw me. My guard was down, my defenses low, not to mention my resistance. You threw me. Go on, get out of here. Sweet talk and promises are melting my strong heart. You threw me, as you knew you would, as you said you could, right from the start. Now catch me, because I'm falling for you and nothing can stop my spiraling descent. Can't help it. It's how it's supposed to be. You and me. It's different now. Different from the grassy slopes and tree-lined avenues, which in summer smelt sweetly of apple blossoms and led to a free-flowing, bubbling brook cascading over rocks under which tiny sticklebacks hide as a twig of an old branch floats idly by. It's different now. And different in the wooded paths with forestry commissioned special paths and fenced off areas to keeping deer and in and keep people out from enjoying the silence and serenity of the darkness in the trees. Supine yourself on the mossy floor, listening to nature's sound as some ducks pass you by. It's different now. Different in the spreading fields with barley, wheat, as herds of cow watch you as you cross over convenient stiles, wearing a cheery hello to farmhands sweating, wiping brows as they toil to get a good day's work in. Fleecy sheep scamper from your path, not scared, just shy. It's different now. Different even in the city with its boundaries, encroaching further and further into greenbelt, make room for more private dwellings and rubberized children's playgrounds, replacing lichen-covered trees that perhaps have been there for centuries. It's enough to make you cry. Now, this next one, I found it in my old notebooks the other week, and I did it for the first time the other night at a live event, and it was written in about 33 years ago, and it's called She Bleeds. Triumphant stands the hero, surrounded by his mates, hanging out of his Levi's, trying to get a date with the busty blonde at the end of the bar. And meanwhile at home, his wife waits, hoping he will be home soon. Not drunk, but sober still, and whistling a favourite tune. Instead, the engine sound she hears is a police car. Mrs. Smith, the policeman asks as she opens the door, I have some news for you. Gary won't be home tonight. Not for a day or two. He apparently has been fighting again, but now the voice seems to be coming from afar. She bleeds. Every time something's happened, she bleeds. She cannot help herself. She bleeds, she bleeds, she bleeds. It's not her fault, but she bears the scars. She thought it'd change after the gold band went on the fingers, but it's worse now. Like a slave, she keeps waiting. And the memory of single life lingers. He always states there is no harm in meeting with the boys and having a couple of jars. She bleeds. Misery is her constant companion. She bleeds. Silent screams for help. She bleeds. She bleeds. She bleeds. Wishing she could start again. Somewhere else. Right, this one, it's a double poem, both called I Wish. And it actually was written for my daughter, who was going through a bit of a hard time just now, recently. She's come out of it, though. And the first one is actually taken from her perspective, and the second one is from mine. I wish I didn't love you. It would be so much easier for me. I wish you were a bad person instead of a caring one. And I wish that you didn't have a bath run for me when I get home, and that sometimes you had food ready for me to eat. I wish I didn't hear from you daily, making me realize that I still love you. I love you, but I don't like you. And I wish you knew that there's a difference between these things. And I wish my heart didn't ache every time you text me. And I wish our children didn't have to see us both suffer, see us torn apart, hearts broken. Where once they were open and proud. And now the silence is loud, where two is a crowd and the house is strange. And although you want to change, it must come naturally and not forced, coerced, put on, made. Time alone may heal the wounds, and I wish there was another way. I wish these yesterdays were not the way they were, and I wish you knew those days were days when the hurt began, prolonged, burned deep into my heart, and I wish I had an answer to it all. And I wish we didn't have to cry each day to find a way to heal. We have to fake it to make it through every hour. And although I have no wish to sever things between us, they may be irretrievable, unable to be fixed. And even though I wish they could, and I wish I didn't love you so much. I wish that I could fix the hurt you feel just now, and I wish that when I hold you in my arms, the tears and pain would vanish. And I wish that I could wet my hanky and wipe the sadness off within, or stick a plaster over the unseen scars. And I wish the love I have for you would be enough to help you fall asleep, and not cry yourself to sleep, or read your story and tell you it'll be all right in the morning. That things will be fine after some hot milk and a biscuit. You know that it won't be. But I wish it was. And I wish that all that there were to concern you was falling over on the way to a bus stop and missing an appointment because you had to go home and change your little clothes, or got lost when you were just the other side of the shop counter. And I never want to wish my life away, nor nostalgically look back on sunny days. And I just wish that I could do one of my stupid magic tricks and makes the pain disappear. But wishing doesn't help you, as you wish the same for yours. Sharing grief is no relief, but making wishes with hugs and kisses is all that I can do. This next one is called Nothing Speaks Louder Than Silence. Alone in the room in the house, the empty house where voices of children were heard, footsteps on the stairs, memories of cries of stop running, stop that thumping. Only echoes now. The house where music came from different teenage rooms, the chatter and nattering of giggly voices going on and on and on about nothing. The hammering of shelves being put up, the clattering of dishes being loaded into the washer, the slamming of doors. Stop slamming the door! Chopping vegetables in the kitchen, boiling kettles, crushing herbs, sharpening knives. Now a meal for one, a bed for one. Silence is all. And there is nothing louder than silence. This is a new piece, very, very much up for the time. It's called, and it's actually a found poem. For most of the words are found in notes and other things I've written over the years. It's called Mighty is the Arrow That Pierces the Heart of Stone. For my life, I just don't understand why otherwise apparently caring people don't care enough for others, that they keep installing uncaring people in the house of the most uncaring, where sharing electricity bills involves us paying theirs, but they don't help pay ours. And our lives are but shadows, growing darker every day. That is the price we pay for their treacherous deals, where squeals of delight are heard from behind golden doors as their profits soar, fitting out their limos with new wheels while your Cortina is on the scrap heap. Rattling on the doors of sadness with that stained glass look in your eye empties at times, barely functioning, keeping passing the open windows, struggling to survive. And that blonde buffoon, the raving loon, the keeper of the silver spoon, does deals with murderers and Arab controllers after watching another of his mates call the world's bluff and blows up stuff and slaughters innocents while lying through his teeth, his different kinds of grief. And you may think love is dead, but love is just sleeping. And although it's difficult to perceive, so very hard to believe, that sunshine shall ever return, and you'll feel the burn as the rain falls and never seems to stop. It wets your shoes and wets your socks and everything in between. And the world has lost its sheen as bills go through the roof, piling up, piling high, constant sighing, hard to count the days without crying. And modern capitalism is the proof that we selectively choose for who we care. You come from here, not over there. And Rishi will not tax the rich, and Pretty continues to be a racist snitch who would grass you up to save her skin like every Tory that lurks within, behind the smiling facade and genial quips. Truth be told, blues or reds don't give a shit. They daily misplace the moment to make things right, as the poor go to sleep at night, hoping for that lottery win to compensate for rising prices, rising taxes, rising blood pressures, shattering plans, ending many dreams. You drive a hard bargain, and I drive a beat-up Cortina. And Rick says, the coffee shop is on the left, and the gift shop is on the left in the way out. Excuse me. I have two more for you now. The battery's just dead shit. Right. So our first one's called Hierarchy in My Local Chemist Shop. Glass half full, just half a glass with your glass thing on top. Glass for holding things, round glass on a shelf, and your other window, half-price window with last year's advent calendar, half price with your faded rainbow, faded Easter eggs, faded sunshades into insignificance by the glittery half-price vase and tacky necklace on the otherwise empty stand, being cleaned by the assistant. Potential early Christmas presents for those who you must purchase Christmas presents for but don't really want to. And back in the window where the glass trinket jars sit. Ah yes, trinket jars, unimportant ribbed receptacles. The so long hot water bottle lurks in the corner, all pink and comfortable looking, but empty. No hot water for you, my lad. But the 20% off handbags are not happy. They don't get half price. Why? What have they done to get shortchanged? And meanwhile, inside, hanging around at the foot of a display, very aptly at the bottom, not the bottom, at the foot. The bottom, that's another set of shelves entirely. No, you feet things, you're not looking so smug now, are we? No half price for you, not even 20%, discountless. Is it Mr. or Mrs. shock absorbing in-laws? Is even low billing than the toenail clippers? But they may be trespassing on the pink card smoothers. You, however, are just hanging around with the girls' socks and the long gel everyday active door cushions. I guess you aren't too happy there. No, siree. Even toe foam. Yes, you heard it right. Toe foam is above you. That is degrading. Veruca caps and those darn callous cushions lord it over everything that gives you no comfort. No, wait. That's in another shelf, shared with the sun cream, behind the server, thinking they can hide, high up reach. out of reach. Viagra and fake Viagra tease the men. Look at me, they quietly shout, testing you to dare to ask the female server. Yes, the one that stays in your village, the same one as you, the same village as you. Go on, ask her, buy them. But no, you chicken out and purchase a pack of 6. Go and count them, 6 face masks off the counter in front of the protective screen. And a packet of condoms. Like this, this last one is called New Clark. It's a really, really old one, as you can tell by some of the words in it, and it's basically about bureaucracy. This is form CB3-LXY, an invoice output factor, numerically numbered margin 1 to the end. It goes white top, yellow bottom, blue, green, orange, blank in between. Edible quadrant, no carbon paper to be used. Each copy must be initialed, not signed, initialed, only blue pen to be used, fountain pen. You put goods or type here, number here, price here, mark in an appropriate box. Any mistakes must be rectified and initialed. An explanation given on the blank and initial, date here and here, job number goes in the box in the top right corner and initialed. Don't forget, stamp, company stamp, the red one on each copy in an appropriate box. No initial needed. See this bit? This is the goods import number. Change it to import goods, goods received number using import goods received book. And available from stationery store on completion of form LY-14. Sign for it, don't initial it. The rest is self-explanatory. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was just vivid and from the heart. And oh my gosh, it was so wonderful. Everyone give it up for him now.
Thank you, Finn.
Thank you.
Yes, Finn.
Now, if anybody's handy in my little hidey hole with a pair of jumpers, my car won't start.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, really. I think I've got something in the boot I can get into. So thank you anyway, and I'll keep tuned in and listening to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Oh my goodness. That was awesome. Yeah, great comments as well in the chat. All right, well, let's get started with the open mic. Let me find the group there and I'll post everybody in the chat. Why is it not there? That's weird. There it is. Okay. That was marvelous. Okay. Turn. All right. So first off, we have Sylvia Ang from Singapore, and she got the day off especially to be here. And it's very early in the morning there. It's 3:24 a.m. in the morning there.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So welcome, Sylvia.
Did she hear you?
I don't think she did.
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now I think I got it right. It's 4:20 a.m. And I'm very happy I managed to take a day off so that I can stay longer and listen and learn from everyone. Today, I'm going to read a new piece. It's called Hi Dear. And this artwork signifies a guy looking for girls and is reading from a guy's perspective. You are not around to a popular contest. You are villing for the best looking hawk. You do not need to flex your muscle and show to the girls. There was no catwalk for the best costume guy. No need to prove yourself to show that you are from Harvard. There's no reason to celebrate So no wine for the occasion. There's no talent search. No need to strike your guitar. No need to show off your bank account. All I ask is for you to be more understanding, be kind to the folks and win their heart and praises. Be more caring and I will like you a lot. Okay, next I read a little verse. He adores her not by her outer beauty, not her looks or long silky hair, but by her experience and pain she has been through, her struggle, challenges, trials, and tribulations. That's all. Thank you. I will stay tuned and learn more.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thank you. Now, is Meher Pistonji here? Meher? Looking, no. Okay. Alexandra Psaropoulou from Greece.
Sorry, I thought it was Meher, so getting ourselves together.
Thank you. I know it will be beautiful. Do you need to share the screen?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, not me, you. Okay.
Okay, can you see the graphics going by? Okay, just checking because sometimes we had some issues. Το αντίξον συμφέρον και εκ των διαφερόντων καλεί στην αρμονία και πάντα κατέριν γίνεσθε. Contrasting elements converge, and from their union the most beautiful harmony is born, Heraclitus. And the river flows, the never-ending flow, and our bodies go against the flow, and our bodies go with the flow. So many people suffering, ailing, so many people flourishing, blooming, synthesizing turquoise love and kindness, like a colorful blossom on a tree, directing, balancing our physical body, our beauty, into health, strength, vibrancy, healing weakness, disease, releasing our spirit into mystic quality. Fly, 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 fly. And the river flows, the never-ending flow, and our minds go against the flow, and our minds go with the flow. So many people devising, propagandizing discordant ideas. So many people initiating, rippling, harmonic ideas, synthesizing turquoise love and kindness, like perfect symmetry in an uneven diagram, directing, balancing our thoughts, our words into order, clarity, relief, subduing darkness, chaos, releasing our spirit into mystic quality. Fly, 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 fly. And the river flows, the never-ending flow, and our hearts go against the flow, and our hearts go with the flow. So many people fighting, taking a dislike to each other. So many people collaborating, taking pleasure in each other's company. Synthesizing turquoise love and kindness, like a spark of fire in the darkness, directing, balancing our emotions, our passions into hope, courage, brilliance, overcoming resentment, fear, releasing our spirit into mystic quality. Fly, 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 fly. And the river flows, the never-ending flow. And our souls go against the flow. And our souls go with the flow. So many people gloomy, stressing outside their magical world. So many people glowing, shining inside their magical world. Synthesizing turquoise love and kindness, like the fluorescent glow of a firefly, directing, balancing our intuition, our flame, into aspirations, visions, luminance, phosphorizing, visible, invisible, releasing our spirits into mystic quality. Fly, 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 fly. And the river flows. Just let it flow.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. And your husband's name is?
The guitarist is still flowing. Jackie.
That's fine. Thank you both so much. That was inspiring. I learned so much from the magical inner journey, but also the way things are flowing. It was fascinating and inspiring and mystical. And I love the part about overcoming fear. I think that's very important for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now we have KHAOS from Nashville, Tennessee.
Woo! Hello, hello. My name is KHAOS. I'd like to share with you from a recent volume of poetry that I just published called Chaotic Verse Musings. This piece is called Two. I've now reached that age of 2. I'm too poor to be anyone's sugar daddy, too old to be a Mac daddy, too plain to be eye candy, too outdated to mentor, too lame to create excitement. I'm only a shell of the man I used to be. I am now exactly who I appear to be, and what you'll get is exactly what you see. I'm not pimping anymore. I'm whoring now. Things I used to do all night now take me all night to do. The difference is that I am now loyal and true in the things I do. So it would seem some things have gone or been compromised by time. Rest assured, however, that what and how have left permanent instructions in my mind. That was entitled Two. I'd like to do one more for you, a piece called Jazz Men. All my friends are jazz men. They can bridle thunder and saddle the wind. They can create such a groove, paint sound and pictures so mellow, soft as silk, so sweet, so smooth. This is what they can do. Take a simple note, make it flat, make it sharp, bend its shape, then send it back toward you, so clear, so true. They can take the melody of any tune, make it fast, make it slow, make you laugh, make you cry, make you swoon. That's right. My friends are jazz men. They can tint the moon, make it bright like sunlight at noon. Want to feel an emotion? Make your heart flutter and float like a boat in the ocean. Jazz men can do all that. All it takes is a notion. Jazz men can make a song, no right, no wrong, no virtue, no sin, just beauty, like an artistic cotton, mixing and fitting each and every part. Jazz men working their way into your heart. Saxophone coming on with a low, sexy moan. Trumpet, reaching, screeching, riff so swift, constantly sound breaking. Guitar strings, sing. Come on, man, do your thing. Bass bumping, thumping, timing, really something. Keys, please bring them to the knees. Trap, snap, tap, then slap. Jazz men so cool like a summer breeze. Yes, all my friends are jazz men. They can bridle thunder and saddle the wind. Thank you. That was Jazz Men. My name is KHAOS.
Thank you so much. That was so much fun and so evocative. And I love your poem about aging. I can relate. And I just really appreciate you sharing your work today, KHAOS. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Amy.
Oh, you're so welcome. And now we have Alexei. Are you here? Alexei? Do you know Alexandra? Do you know?
Yeah, Alexei's trying to get in. He has a problem with his, he sent me a message. He has a problem with his Wi-Fi in Russia.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't know if he'll manage to make it.
If I see him, I'll let him in and we'll bring him right in.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Lantern Carrier. Lantern Carrier, there you are. Lantern Carrier, we can't hear you. Sorry about that. There you go.
Thank you. I'm where I am, not because I avoided the hammer and anvil of the alchemist, but because I was forged in their cauldron, shaped by Mother Gaia's centrifugal mercy. The sea summons the melody of nightingales, stands on a pedestal with the crystal moon. Yet they who stand before us in the light encounter the millennium of dark shadows. I, a conscious wayfarer of the Tao, fell on swords, ran into myriad toys along the way, weaving and molding me for eons until I became malleable enough to become receptive to the rays of the invisible. It is not uncommon for a child to stumble before it finally learns the art of walking. I can only measure light by the darkness I once knew. I have roamed among meadows and plains, across rugged paths, where every leaf and flower can testify of the agony of my longing for this honeyed silence. Fear not, my sweet angel, for victory will ultimately dawn in this deep realm of supernal light. One day the storm will be over, and like the gardener, you will grow seeds that glow more than 1,000 beautiful roses. There is no easy path to walk in life. The employee enjoys his vacation, feeling satisfied with his toil at work. So too the soul, in its frantic search for meaning, unites with the beyond only after extinguishing a bittersweet tale called suffering. Poem 2. Even as the butterfly keeps on flying. Playful at his desk, and with time to kill, he made a moth out of paper which fell to the floor. The cool breeze came and took it outside, where it was trampled upon by a student seeking for some malicious pleasure. It rolled and rolled onto the streets, got caught in the chaos of moving traffic. Freeing itself with the help of the wind, it continued its forward journey. Stamped upon with willful disdain, it took a while to rise again, but the butterfly kept on flying. Life batters me within, without, below and above, small joy, no love. Plumes of smoke descend from above, and the flames of demons rages in hearts. The cold intensity of greed stifles the pangs of insecurity and fear, while loneliness stabs my soul with shadowy clusters of darkness. Who is right and who is wrong? In a world of supremacy and division, hypocrisy, innuendos, and misinformation rule the day. Yet I must rise, for the wheels of yesterday's unlearned lessons still spill into my today's realities, covering my heart with veils of injustices and sorrowful dreams. I use co-interests as another name for stolen labor, distribution of lands and resources that never really belonged to me, remain complacent while countries are fought over because I need the fuel and strategic locations. Meanwhile, cosmic laws seem resigned to the fact that only chaos will change my nature. Lying on the memories of history's shadows, I die 1,000 deaths. The narcissist is playful at his desk with time to kill. As such, he tramples on my sorrows with much contempt. Yet spring daffodils will soon arrive, and my light will shine with splendor, more grandiose than the rising sun. I spin on a wheel with so much challenges. Inequity and discrimination are my nemesis, even as I seem to come out of my rut, and the casinos of Vegas rob me even more of my repute. I become broken, lost, as if in a Shakespearean tragedy. I am the songs and radiance of paradise, the very fragrance that encourages the rose to unfurl its heart to the zenith of beauty. Yet like a prisoner, I live in a dark cocoon, afraid of death, uncertain of life. Peace evades me like the tail of a dog, and I roll on the streets like paper moths, trampled upon with merciless ease. Still I sow. Be brave, O lantern, the light still shines, even as the butterfly keeps on flying. Lantern carrier, thank you.
Wow, that was transcendent.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, exactly. Oh my gosh, I love your painting behind you as well. Just wow, I'm speechless every time because you bring so much detail and lyricism and inspiration and mysticism in your work. It's really a blessing to have you here.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
Oh,
You're very kind.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now we have Clive Oseman.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, I'm just doing one tonight. The reason for that is I'm in a slam final tomorrow, very early morning our time actually, because it's based in New Zealand, so 7:30 a.m. our time. So, and whenever I'm in a slam of any quality, which this one certainly is, I always feel that I need some contrast to my usual silliness and comedy stuff. So should I be lucky enough to get through to the second round, which is probably unlikely because it's absolutely red hot, but this is what I'm planning to do in the second round. And I'm just going to time it, if you don't mind, make sure that it is all in time and everything for tomorrow. Bit late preparation. I actually wrote this a few weeks ago, but I've edited it tonight. So a bit of a last minute job. So I know you're expecting comedy. That Clive Oseman's such a funny guy, isn't he? Yeah. But what if the comedy is hiding something? What if I know that the only way to cope with a lifetime of trauma, a lifetime of being used rather than loved, of pain and being misunderstood, is to pack it all away like luggage, pretend everything is fine, and use the laughter as a substitute for affection? An affirmation that I'm worth something more than all those who had the chance to prove it made me believe when they eschewed it. Oh. Now I'm doing woe is me. Good. Maybe you will see more than the humour and the clowning. Maybe you will see what made me. Maybe you will see how so many people have betrayed me, from my father and my family to so many people I have loved who only loved what they could get, but not the person behind it all, the person they left crushed and beaten once they had taken all they could. Yes, my life is richer for the people in it now. I'm blessed with friends, beautiful, talented, caring friends. But when the day is done, I'm still alone with nothing but the memories and the bitter taste of reality, a realization that this is probably it. All I have is the ability to make people laugh, then go back to their reality as I go back to mine. A reality that I always hoped would change in time, but I can't pretend all is fine, not always. I can't forever wear a happy mask, forget about the crappy past and look forward to some sort of bliss that in all probability does not exist. I am what I am, a fake-ass funny man who is struggling to compute a life blighted from its very roots. So today, I surprised you by telling you the truth. Thank you.
Brilliant as always. Thank you. That was from the heart. I can relate. It was so good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Now, is Daniel Villegas with us? I don't think so. Okay. Catherine Badin.
Oh, très bien, merci, mon ami.
Merci beaucoup.
Bonsoir. And
Bonsoir.
no, I'm not going to do mine in French. I was just bullshitting. But I liked that, Clive. I know you're not supposed to kind of crosstalk, but I could relate. And my piece I wrote a couple of years ago, but it seems to fit today. And it's called The Spoils of War. A soiled t-shirt, soiled pants, and 2 soiled diapers. The spoils of war? Spoiler alert, life is easy, life is hard, a spoiler's dream. Spoiled fruit, spoiled veggies on top of a book, so now you've also got a spoiled, wrecked copy of Green Eggs and Ham. Food is clean, food is dirty, food is an unfortunate necessity. If we all took food in pill form, nothing would ever spoil, but people require variety. People insist on diversity in tastes. Spoiler alert, a soiled heart, soiled from too much use, soiled from fragile eggshell heartbreaks. Love is easy, love is hard, but do you love me? And will you still love me even though my life has been wrecked, ruined, tattered, and tainted by rolling around too much in the dirt? Even though my heart has been broken by so many evil, malignant hurts? Spoiler alert, life is easy, life is hard. Have you noticed men divide and conquer while women give birth and nurture? And do you see all the people in pain? Do you see the world is still spinning, just a flashing second of a quick darting blink? That's how our world appears in real time, in God's single breath, in God's opened eyes. The spoils of war ain't got nothing on this, ain't got nothing on God's ultimate vengeance on those who would dare wage war against her. Such egos, so narcissistic, these spoiled entities, to even think that an entire army could be any match for the creator of all, for the creator of the world. Spoiler alert, life is easy, life is hard, life is only what you make it to be from what you're daring enough to believe. The spoils of work war. Better get ahead while you can, lest someone else steal your plans and pass them off as their own genius. Doesn't it happen all the time? Well, in Hollywood it does. Competition runs rampant among media darlings. Competition creates backstabbers or ones in the making. Hey, even though life can be a bitch, still there's plenty. In fact, plenty to go around. The spoils of work war are only for those with steely egos. Spoiler alert. Life is easy, life is hard. A soiled t-shirt, soiled pants, and 2 soiled diapers. The spoils of war? The spoils of constantly showing up for life, and really just another day in the duties of a mother and wife doing her family's weekly laundry. Hey, don't forget the fabric softener. Thank you.
That was amazing. And I can relate to all of that. It's like you clean it It doesn't stay clean. A cycle. Thank you.
Thanks, Annie.
You're welcome. Now we have Latoya Whipple. No. Okay. Anjetta Williams. Angie with a J.
You remembered.
I did. Welcome.
And thank you. I'm Angie with a J, and as usual, I'm representing Soul Fire Poetry Club from Tennessee State University. I have two short pieces. My first piece is called What's Love Got to Do with It? When the lights are out and the cupboard is bare, what's love got to do with it? When my heart is low and nowhere to go, what's love got to do with it? When the wind is cold and the house is too, what's love got to do with it? Love is feeding my soul as well as my stomach. Love is lighting up my life as well as my dwelling. Love is warming my heart as well as my body. Love is making my lips smile as well as my imagination. Love has everything to do with it and nothing to do with it at all. That's the first one. The second one is a little bit more fun. It's called Spring Is. As the blankets of snow roll away and the lake waters thaw and the crisp winds turn warm, the air is filled with the aroma of life in its infancy. As the warm winds blow and the lilacs and foxgloves play laughingly, the hyacinths open their arms, welcoming the bees' tender kiss. It's spring and life's beautiful. The mountains in the distance glow luscious reds. The sunset is tranquil and exhilarating. Spring is intoxicating. Spring is exhilarating. Spring is imagination. Spring is. That's it. That's it.
Awesome. I love the spring poem, that ode to spring. It's so wonderful today. And it's so nice that the earth is responding in a beautiful way when we're having such struggles at the same time. So it's a beautiful time. And I love your first poem too.
My first one was done back when, I don't know, I think I was having a black day and not a blue day.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm. Now we have Brian Daly.
All right. I got one about Greenland and one about the war. This one's called The Magnificent Trees of Greenland. I heard once about a visitor to our country from Greenland, who, when asked by his host what he would miss most about America after returning to his homeland, a frigid semi-continent that barely escaped being purchased by one of our last presidents, did not pick the Statue of Liberty, Britney Spears, or the Super Bowl, but said instead in Danish, "What I will miss most about your country is the sound the wind makes when blowing through the trees." Dig that, the wind blowing through the trees. See, ironically enough, they ain't got no trees in Greenland, just ice. That was the Greenland one. This one's called The Gorgeous Jam Jars of Armenia. The day after the invasion, we stopped into Alexei's Russian market on Thompson Lane to buy anything. See, Alexei's Russian market is owned by Ukrainians. The storefront window where, on a visit 5-10 years ago, the Russian flag hung side by side with the Ukrainian, today stands half empty. We bought salami from Ukraine, kielbasa from Poland, and Gouda cheese made in-house by Alexei, who smiled when I asked him to slice me half a loaf of chleb. On the way to the cashier, I snagged a jar of raspberry preserves from a metal shelf. Then we headed home to our Ukrainian picnic. Don't get me wrong, I love Smuckers as much as the next guy, but this jam Alexei sells is Boss. Produced by Tamara Fruit, Republic of Armenia, reads the label. No preservatives, artificial flavors or colors. To top it off, the jar is a sculpture. A gorgeous glass globe flanked by small ridges like handles to support it if you want to. The jam jar is nearly empty now. And when it is, we plan to rinse it out and use it as a vase. Not sure for what. Maybe just an empty vase for hope. If you ever find yourself in Alexei's Russian market, cruise down the Isle of the Republics and grab yourself a jar of Tamara raspberry preserves before they're gone. When the trucks roll by outside on Thompson Lane, hark, you'll hear them start to rattle on the shelf.
Wow, you are such a wonderful storyteller. Those are both beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Do we have Gregory Slade today? I don't see him. Okay. Madeline Coelho. Okay. Ian Preznanszky. We do.
Hello, Amy. Hi. Hello, everybody. How's it all going? Okay, this one, I think I'd done it before the other week. Changed it a little bit. It's called Warbling Sadness. It's how Sorry, I was muted there. Hello, everybody. Yes, this is one I'm tweaking. It's called Warbling Sadness. It's really how we have our own little digital window and we view it, it evokes emotions, and then we get on with our daily lives and we view it again, and it kind of explores that. Okay, Warbling Sadness, people die. I pay for my coffee and wave the staff by. I get my phone, walk and scroll, while digital figures hit my eye. My eyes twitch as I let out a long, weighted sigh. I stop, sip as missiles whisper their wailing cry. Raining death on Ukraine from the sky, bam, bullseye, people die. Others watch, faces scared yet frozen in defiance. A father's howl pierces the dust and silence. His eyes awash with flames of fear, anxious with emotion, disorientated from the explosion. What was once his home, he now shuffles stiffly through bricks and stone, lumbering like a mummy emerging from a cracked catacomb. His screams of wailing banshees wrap the wind as he calls for his loved one. His child in bloody unicorn pyjamas lies still, her eyes closed, peaceful. Yet were it not for the devil's reign that intervened with drowning dreams and pain, she'd be a sleeping angel. In its place, the asphyxiated innocence of matted hair and a blooded face. What kind of world do we live in when parents watch, stand and cry, consumed with grief, they forced to say goodbye? War brings sadness, people die. I walk down Westow Street, there's no time to cry, I've got bigger fish to fry. The luxury flats are displayed proudly on the billboard as I pass by. I read the words of crib as the letters blaze boldly. Unaffordable, I sigh. Soon I buy, but it won't be the crib. Renting, yeah, I'll say goodbye. War brings sadness, people die. I walk into my local, I clock the barmaid, we say hi. I order a Guinness and chips, engrossed as TV images meet my eye. His craggy face looks strong as he gazes into my eyes purposely, unafraid, his words cut like a blade. He talks fearlessly, protecting his hungry people from a war that is illegal. Black eyes betray the darkness, seeking his soul, as the Ukrainian flag flaps defiantly atop the broken metal and charcoal. I see those T-99 tanks crawl, the steel dragons growl their breath, with cannons hot from the spit of effortless death. War brings sadness, people die. I feel guilt for Ukraine. After all, I'm safe, warm and dry. I wonder why my happiness is tied up in property, a good scotch and a stir fry. My dad sparked me. He spoke of Ukraine, throwing memories at power politics, fleeing the revolution in Hungary in 56. I heard snippets. Shrapnel on his hands, a body run over by a tank, crawling the land. I'm confused, but not sure why. For I look through this digital window to pain and see people die. Yet does it qualify me to speak for Ukraine? To shout, look at me, typing and scrolling indifferently, latching onto a cause for part of an identity, the new digital accessory, throwing out salvos of low investment activism, safe within our idealistic rabbit holes of moral narcissism. For I'm not sure if it promotes change, stokes division, or even just gives the illusion of action. I wish I had the answers. Should I even cry? Yet despite all, there must be a way to wave death and suffering goodbye. That's it. Thank you.
It's brilliant. So again, a wonderful storyteller, so evocative. I love your metaphors and how vivid it was, and also the perspective of how do we cope when we're safe and they're not, and what does that mean? And that was really wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Cheers,
you're
everyone.
welcome. Cheers. Is Katie Thompson here? I don't think so. Okay. Looking. Scott Coe. Hi.
Hello. Yes, I'm here. How you doing? Okay. Just forgive me for not being to this thing for so long, Amy. I have missed coming, so but it's nice to be back.
No worries.
I know there's one big story at the moment in Ukraine. Before that, there was another big story, and I don't think we should forget about it, even though the Ukraine thing going, because it's about people in power abusing their things. So just for a change, not a poem, I'd like to present to you a rap. Forgive me if you don't like rap. Forgive me for my American friends if some of the terminology maybe doesn't make sense. Forgive me if I stumble and mumble for a bit, and just generally, well, just forgive me. Forgive me, because the name is Boris, Prime Minister of Reginas. I'm in charge, but a total anus. I like to tell fibs, so where's the harm? Lost 2 jobs online, third time is a charm. I stumble, I mumble every lie. I can't even wear a fucking tie. Avoid tough questions by hiding in the fridge. Can't we just talk about Peppa Pig? Everything I say is build back bollocks. Oi, peasant. Suck my Betty Swallocks and forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me at the climate summit to fix the weather. I waffle in Latin because I think it sounds clever, then hire a jet to fly home for dinner because I'm getting fatter while you're getting thinner. My lies every week in every paper. I run the country like a mad crime caper. I spent all your money on my wife's wallpaper. Who knew John Lewis was such a bad draper? He's plastered all over the news at 10. The only thing that's worse is a taste in men, but forgive her, forgive her, forgive her, I forgive her. I once knew a woman called Jennifer Curry. I bumped her for a while, then left her in a fury. I should have tried it on with Angela Merkel. I'd have given her Norfolk if she'd given me a twirl, because I don't really care. I don't give a frig. I'd even try it on with Peppa Pig. I'd say, hello, Peppa, and slap out my breakfast. But David Cameron probably got there first. Yeah, Porcus Maximus. Well, Carrie likes to breakfast. And you still forgive us, forgive us, forgive us, forgive us, forgive us, because her name is Boris Prime Minister Reginas. I'm in charge, but a total anus. Hanging with my posse, the Downing Street crew. Gonna have a potty, gonna paint the town blue, because of Govan, Cummings, Patel and Trust, and all that bullshit on the side of a bus. Bet you never thought you'd see the day where they find someone worse than Theresa May, because worse than Maggie and Tebbit and Erd. And here's Matt Hancock, the sniveling little turd. And that's a Reese Morgies, and not a C word, but forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. So sat me or sue me if you see right through me. The only thing I can do is to piss up in a brewery. I'm lying, I'm cheating, you can't afford your heating, I'm banning all your protests, ignoring all your tweeting. So here's the season's greeting. We're off for a party. I mean, a business meeting. Handing out cheese and wine and PPE contracts. Helping rich friends or pay less tax whilst your relatives die and your jobs get axed. Forgive me. Forgive me. Please stop forgiving me. Thank you very much.
Also brilliant. Thank you. I love.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, yes. Yay. Thank you. We do live in a society that that makes it hard and inaccessible for pretty much everyone, but this little wee bit at the top. So I think we can flip it, but I don't know. I hope so. Greg Slade, would you like to go next? Are you still here? There you are.
Yeah. Sorry, I was late.
Oh, no worries.
I do have a couple I could read though. This first one is called The Question. I do and I don't love you. You do and you don't love me too. Who knows what will be and will not be, or whatever we will do and not do. We do and don't love each other, as we do and don't know that it's true. Do love me or don't. Will I love you or will I won't? Such it is with the things we do and do not know. Oh, the places we will and will not go. Oh, the love that will and won't be seen to show. Oh, for love, the things we do and don't. Oh, for me and not for me. Oh, for you and not for you. What this means and doesn't mean is and isn't up to me. Now that you do and don't know it too, what will we ever do or not do? Forget these words, forget them not. It is by measure and degree we do and don't think what we have and have not thought. Having all the love you ever need, the truth of mine may seem as a drop in the sea. Having had a love gone dry though, my love in a drop may be as an ocean of blue and green. Neither or either is as happy as not to be seen on the verge of action and thought, knowing some and knowing not of what we do and don't feel to be or not to be true. That was called The Question, with a question mark. And then I think I have another short one I wrote the other day. It's a little fun. This is called Eating Misconceptions for Breakfast. I've consumed the unexplained all my life. Perhaps I felt it would consume me otherwise. Sought the real answers to what people barely wondered about. Sought even the unasked questions, the truth that seems to me must out. It's like the itch of an addiction. I learned also, though, not to ask too much, not to trouble others overmuch about what reality is really about. Not to explain at length so often, at least to the extent that I can help. The truth is an evasive substance. It scatters as it's gathered and fades even as it swells. The dance of shadows. One who knows it does not claim to know it well. The truth is so humble, often it can barely speak, knowing though it does what no one knows. Sparing someone's feelings may be the noblest use of the lie. Hurting someone may be the most ignoble use of both the lie and the truth, casting them both as a form of abuse. Perhaps we should all have an oath, like to the doctors, to do no harm first. If we did, perhaps it might lighten the healer's loads or ease the burden at least of those most afflicted with what is true that is so hard to show, that truth that only comes once one has consumed all that we shouldn't think that we know. Hold a moment on your reply. Give my hunger some time to grow. That's Eating Misconceptions for Breakfast.
Amazing. Both of those, amazing.
Thank you.
So reflective, great perspective, rhythm, rhyme. So good. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad I could make it. I'll have to catch the rest on the playback.
Okay, no worries. I'll have that out tomorrow.
Great.
Okay, let's see. Now we have Lesley Constable.
Hi, everyone. I'm apologize if I appeared late. I think something's wrong with either the clock or my clock, so I apologize. Anyhow, I'm going to do just a couple, and it's good to see everyone. Wonderful. This one is a spring poem. It's hopeful, I think. It's called Peace in the Realm. That which circles the waste holds you, that which circles the sun in their orbits, the hours of the day to count on each finger, the self which is you to ponder at moments in front of the mirror. You could sit in your corner enclosed in the world you create, the hours of the day lost in thought, the sugar plums of ideas dancing, mind to fingers, fingers that grasp the pen to pour this honey world onto paper, the bees drawn to your words like flowers to germinate and make plenty, the continuous thread of thought as the blooming of the spring, the wild buds, the shocking green of spring, the trees over full in bloom of green, opening skyward to salute the cerulean sky of day, touching the moon in the dark of the evenings, the darkest nights, to turn once again into your days here on earth. The vast meadows, rolling hills, the high parts which lead your eye upward to behold the deepening sky as it moves in form, as forms, the reformings on and on of clouds as they travel swiftly and low across this island. As you look in the mirror, steady as self, yourself, you in the mirror, what do you see but all of them? The line of them behind you, in you, you in them, yours, theirs, the eyes blue, the eyes green or brown like yours, looking back at you, acknowledging your presence in the line, the continuous line, the root system which echoes in you and those to come. The thoughts which crowd you, heavy clouds lowering, be gone. It is your time now, each hour of your day, your time now to make the best of, to take in the air as it moves around you, as it moves you around. Take it into you, hold it, feel it, cherish it, this life that is yours, ours, and let it go, this breath, to know that breath follows breath, and we breathe and let it go, let it go. You've had enough this thinking, and on your heel turn swiftly an elegant pavan as you were taught. Descend the stairs, open wide the door and greet your day. Smile, for this is you. The image is you now in this form, and love it. Love this moment. Love who you are, each of you. You, the miracle that you are, to step with this day. So I'm going to shift gears, and this one's called Four Walls. I have come to home, excuse me, I'll start again. I have come home to a space, not an idea. The space answers my call, gives me comfort. The idea, the opposite, and unsettles with its vision of too much, asking the walls to be a cathedral, a city, a carnival, a receptacle of all that is best and holy when it is not. It is only four walls, and this idea of space is only what I put there and fits at the time, and nothing else. And at night, after the hurried thought of day, I lay down my body on the bed, plain, humble, yet sacred this bed which holds me, supports me as I sleep, and the pillow which nests my overheated head and allows me the release of substance of this form, which holds me during the day, of which I am captive, and at night, safely held in this my bed, I travel above this my home of four walls, glittering, a star in the night sky, released, owning nothing, being nothing but that I am, the me that I am, pure vision, rarefied seeing in the air. So I think maybe I'll read another short one, if you don't mind. This one's called The Too Small Shoe. Life is not a too small shoe that does not fit, cramped, holding in the toes from the spread, displaying out the breadth necessary for each step, chafing at the heel to rub it raw, with the band-aids applied that can never protect from the wounding of impeded movement, nor heal the wounds. The shoe needs to hold secure and gentle all that it will contain. So that's all for me tonight. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. All of those are so wonderfully free form and flowing. I love how you go from one thought to the next thought to the next thought. It's just a wonderful journey. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Deborah Burris Kitchen? No. Christine Fowler.
There we go. Hi, Emmy.
Hi.
I've got some really incredibly short ones. So I've got four, but I know I'm not going on very long. The first one's about relationships and a question that often comes up within relationships. And it's just called That Question. Hormones' siren tune lured her with their tempting song, made her womb ache. Her husband, deaf to the music she heard, in danger of taking back his word. One more holiday, then we'll try, he said. But that's not the words he heard inside his head. She wanted to believe, but only sure of wanting to conceive. Should she trust him yet again, or put herself through so much pain? Did she have a choice? She did not know. All she wanted was the beat of a heart in tandem with the siren song, and to feel her baby grow. That's the first one. The second one is about age, and you hear so many negative things about age that I thought I'd try and just do something that was a bit more positive. So it's called Wisdom of Age. As youth fades, age grows. The wise grasp it with both hands. They change their pace, watch the brightness of the air, the bloom of sun-kissed clouds, and turn away from despair. The wise old listen, hear the joy of youth, each day filled with its glory. They take the time to stop and stare. The second one. The third one is called The Death of Love. My heart in shards piece my skin, skewer my soul in a wild fever of pain. Unmended my heart dissolves as my tears and torrents surge, and monstrous waves flood the drains. I am lost, only debris to be swilled away. And the very last one, I was at a poetry event and I heard someone mention that been to a workshop and the prompt had been to do something from a song title, and I thought that sounded fun. So I'd done one based on Crocodile Shoes by Jimmy Nail, who actually wrote the music for Crocodile Shoes as well. It's a bit more upbeat. I've called it The Influencer in the Swamp. No one could deny Crocodile wore his shoes with pride. Shined and poised, making a lot of noise, tapping a syncopated rhythm with precision. Rapped his approach, he was far from being gauche, advertised his presence and his natural incandescence. Around his neck a flashy tie that at night lit up the sky. His breath smelled of cheroots that had the odour of smelly boots. Around his head spun a halo like a smoky volcano. He studied under the once great Valentino, practiced his smile as innocent as a bambino, made sure to visit the dentist twice a week to clean between his teeth, to remove the unfortunate detritus, bones gristle, the messy inducing gastritis, that advertised the diet of passers-by, mesmerized by his poise and lies, panache and seductive voice, which pulled them in until they had no choice. They left them with no doubt of the intimacy of their view inside his mouth. That was my whimsy.
Those were 4 delightful stories. I love how compact they are and concise, but each of them is a journey, a great journey. And I love the footwear one too. Thank you.
Thanks.
Christopher George? No. No. Okay. Scott Reynolds? Kate Jenkinson? Yay! Welcome.
Hi. Okay. I've just gone blank what I was going to do. Can't believe that. Right. Yes, I would like to do one about hats. So this is called Hats. Hats. I wore hats. They suited my face, a face you never kissed, a body you never embraced. Hats. I wore hats. They hid my insecurity. I belonged in a hat. It framed my personality. My eyes mirror your eyes. I saw myself looking back, wearing this hat. In this hat of immortality, I am invincible. This hat proclaims my expertise without the need for words. I wear it to ward away evil and tyranny, something you never did for me. You abandoned me as a babe, innocent and vulnerable. My hat keeps me safe. It is my identity. Hats. I wear hats. They complement my face, a face you never kissed, a body you once embraced. A hat is my solace, transforming normality, transporting me to an imaginary place when dressing up as a child or now as an adult. I wear many hats. I love the variety. They keep me alive. Hats are my identity. And if I may, this one is about International Women's Day. It was, the theme was Break the Bias. And as I used to work in the corporate world, I know what would break the bias. So I've got some suggestions here that I want people to take on board. What will it take to break the bias? How can we make sense within the chaos? How many rules and expectations of our 21st century workplace do we need to challenge, change, replace? How much educational, institutional, emotional conditioning do we need to erase? Are one woman's words enough? Why is equality still a gendered thing? The common denominator is surely our humanity. That's the level we all need to aspire to. That's the central purpose our policies should seek to enshrine, not some category that can be ticked. We need to kick the numbers out as a measure of success and introduce another test of fairness. We need this to be about recognition, not reward. We need to recognize humanity in our boardrooms, drop our egos and our tried and tested go-tos. The processes we mostly use are not fit for human empowerment. They merely make the mechanics of our balance sheets predictable. So we need to drop the individualistic performance-related pay. We need to drop the retention bonuses to make arrogant people stay, swap the negotiations that favor the traditional characteristics of ego-centered leadership, drop the power play and the politics, drop the aggressive tactics used to put those down who lift others up. What will it take to break the bias? Equality requires a harmony. It will take a chorus of all of us working together. Thank you.
Thank you. So powerful. Both of them. Wonderful. Thank you for especially for the second one. It is a challenge trying to figure out how to be loving, but we got to change this.
Yes. I was on my soapbox then.
Uh-oh. It's okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And now we have Henry L. Jones, who will be our feature next one on April 23rd. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. I want to share two poems with you. This first one, it was inspired from a project dealing with the Czech Republic. I can't speak. And, you know, they say Americans don't know geography, but I think many of us do. The Czech Republic is right, well, literally right next door to Poland, amongst some other countries, and we know what's going on in Ukraine. So when I have been following that whole war situation, my mind was constantly going to all these pictures that I saw of the the Czech Republic, because I said, that's in that area. And I'm sure people interact because they're literally right next door. And we know everyone went over to Poland, most of the refugees. This poem is about an old man dealing with loss and hearing all those stories of people dying, literally, not to get too graphic, you know, that loss, it can reach you deeply, and this war is going to be something that people are going to remember for many, many years. The poem is titled, I Am Still Searching for You. And I've read this before, but it's been on my mind for a while. Where are you, my love? Again, I stand here looking up and down into the streets, searching for your face among the crowds of people passing like a flowing stream. I stare while counting heads, hoping one was your crown, glistening along the currents to eventually rise up for air, to see me along the shore and reach for one of my hands. My fingers grasping the windowsill. Instead of you, there's rotten wood, covered with chipped lead paint, releasing flakes drifting to the road where lovers embrace each other to prevent falling back into loneliness. That same desolation I know too well, while my probing eyes become tired, hoping to see you again if I keep watch, until back in each other's arms, warm arms, holding our love beyond the fears, twisting our hearts of their bitterness, leaving a sweetness found in the curved rations of our passions where we clung, until the years of emptiness were released, filling us with only our love to overflow, drowning and floating as the wind blows our echoed moans through the panes. This is why I still want to find you, my love, at this glassy portal to our joyful memories, now a black hole eclipsing the sunny days, preventing rays to refract your crystal vase, overflowing with broken lilies, holding on in this stench of old water smelling like death. I know you're still alive out there somewhere. They lied to me and tried to comfort me with cold prayers like the stones of this building, rocks to remind me again of the marble pillar with your engraved name to find you below, covered in layers of dirt instead of my kisses. You are coming any day down that path soon. I know it's true because I found your smile on the face of a young woman holding flowers, her fists clutched hairy roots swaying, seeking the taste of cool water to live again, thirsty like we were before we found our love. This is why I stand here 35 years later, longing for your fingers to caress my lips, to silence my mind of worrisome thoughts about this world now so empty without you, fighting along to hold on each day to life. So I am still searching for you, my love. And that was published in the 2020 Czech Republic Photography and Poetry. And this next one is titled The Justice of Bullets for Crowd Control. And this is one of my most recent poems published in the Ice Flow Press. I am dead. Words thrown at my face, bullets shot into my head. Attack dogs keep me in place. It's okay if I end up dead. Evidence is dead. Mourn me, virtual distant eyes. See the red holes in my chest. Lips spit out their old dusty lies. Show the body cam on the vest. My child is dead. A grieving mother's tears rain down. Father's hands try to lift his child still as blood fills the cracks in the ground. Outlined chalk lines drown the reveal. Their eyes are dead. We're looking for another way. Find new paths of freedom's dream. Outpouring loud words we say, we're human. Hear our scream. Thank you.
Oh, Henry, I'm crying from both of those. Those were so passionate and beautiful. And the second one, just heartbreaking. And we're all dealing with violence in some way. And I really appreciate you sharing that one.
Well, thank you, Amy. And look forward to next month.
Me too. Y'all come. All right, now we have Dana Malone. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I really like Christine, the idea of it will take a chorus of all of us. I was kind of lost in that moment, so I'm not quite sure who to tribute. No, Kate. Thanks, Kate. And a part of a Women of Appalachia, Women Who Live in Appalachia yearly project. And this is one of my poems from that. It's called Divorce Decree. After stomach churn and wrangle with sheets all night, there's breath work to be done. Friends who do not tell me I told you so, and breakfast at almost noon. Today I peeled a boiled egg, shell and skin only, every bite waiting intact. And some of you may know the poet Ilya Kaminsky, who got a lot of acclaim for the book called Deaf Republic. He's deaf and he's from Odessa, which is in the southern part of Ukraine, on the Black Sea. And I'm going to see if you can, I'll tell you what, I'll just read the first poem for that, but I'll share the YouTube video of him reading this poem, which is far more powerful. So this is the first poem in Deaf Republic. It's called We Lived Happily During the War. We lived happily during the war, and when they bombed other people's houses, we protested, but not enough. We opposed them, but not enough. I was in my bed. Around my bed, America was falling, invisible house by invisible house by invisible house. I took a chair outside and watched the sun. In the 6th month of a disastrous reign, in the house of money, in the street of money, in the city of money, in the country of money, our great country of money, we, forgive us, lived happily during the war. It's a great book.
Wow. Please do share that video. That both poems were so brilliant and well crafted, and thank you so much for sharing and being here. Thank you. Would anyone else like to read? Okay. Is it okay if I read one or two? Okay. I've been writing a lot about the war and healing personally. So this is kind of that. Also trying to figure out how things are juxtaposed with war. Girl with balloons. Why did the little girl let go of her birthday balloons? Shiny puffs of red fluffy hearts, and they whisked past the window. I imagine her deciding, now is the time, freeing the tugging ribbons from her hand, watching them disappear into the pale blue sky, far, far away. A calculated loss, you might say, but still, she didn't expect it to make the blue well inside her bluer still. Thick in her throat with grief, nothing could touch it. The chords are in her DNA. She hears but can't express them. The dream catcher catches her wiriest thoughts. We used to walk lockstep in high heels for work and evenings out dancing. My back can't take them now, and I question the logic of women's footwear. I worry about the world inside out all the time, turn sorrow into prayers of love for the world to grow, propel itself into progress among decaying systems, create new places for everyone and everything harmoniously, my hope and prayer mantra. Yet the villains rage against this very love, this hope. Strategic missiles got the communications tower, the nuclear power plant. Thankfully, no apocalypse yet. Still shelling, although pretending a ceasefire. So much lying on the part of major bullies. Those are medicine. These are medicine. Some from the garden for tea. Some over the counter, some prescribed. Tomorrow the rain will wash the faded blooms off the camellia. paroxysms in response, deep in my gut, my soul, a chronic bruised feeling aligning with loss, grief, all the deaths line up. She let go of euphoria, let go of the heart balloons, faced loss, but created more. Keep a positive aspect in spite of war. That's the first one. Thank you. To spring and peace. You and your lyrical tongue heard Alton Ellis sing, and I thought it was you. My heart listens to your heartbeat under my hand. Back then, the sky was more important. We were guided by the stars, across land, across oceans. GPS directs us now, guided from above. The axial tilt of the earth is the vernal equinox. Spring starts now because the planets are doing things. I keep repeating the things I believe in to make them real. You and your loving heart, the mystery of how you love me, I cannot comprehend. I will follow your eyes, hands, heart, down the path we share. The status quo is failing, desperate. They found ways to monetize hatred. Memories of milk and flesh appear. I remember, it's a beautiful day. I can almost feel it. I'm reeling. There will be flowers. There will be a free Ukraine. Love and fire, rose petals in a bowl. This is my offering to peace. It takes courage to live in the light. That was my second one. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to Finn Hall for being our feature poet today, and to all of our fellow poets. Another round of applause for everyone. Everyone did
Hey,
so
Finn.
well.
Thank you, Finn.
Yay, thank you, Finn.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I look forward to seeing you all.
Super. Rock and roll.
I look forward to seeing you all in a month, April 23rd at 3 p.m. with Henry L. Jones as our feature. And you can either watch Gestalt on Facebook, I have the link at the very top, or on my website for the Facebook event, and also at amyhoskins.com in the writing section. And thank you again for everyone being here today, and cheers to a free world and a free Ukraine. Thank you all for being here.
Bye.
Glory to Ukraine.
Yes, I agree. So good to see everyone.
God bless everybody.
Yes,
Brilliant
God
night.
bless.
God bless all.
Nice.
Thank you. Thanks, Amy. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Avery. Take care,
Bye.
everyone. See ya.
You
Take
too.
care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.